Hello, Supercars in Seconds here. Well, today we got a real treat. The Rolls-Royce Ghost for 2021, an all-new car, incorporating some amazing technology, including for the first time all-wheel drive and all-wheel steering. You might notice behind my head some purple accents on this beautiful off-white leather. Really a fabulous machine, but let's drive it today and have some fun. So driver's eye view, really spectacular, absolutely fabulous. Over 1,000 little stars over there behind the Ghost lettering. And the finish, you can see the reflection of my fingers in there, just absolutely unbelievable as always. Super shiny, everything just slides beautifully and closes up. This open pore wood is very lovely. So still a Rolls-Royce in all of its controls, and the touch and feel of everything is very beautiful. If I slide my finger across these chrome buttons, if you look at the top of the screen here, watch this now. As I rub my finger across, it illuminates each button. You don't have to actually touch it. Very, very impressive. When you've saved items to that, and that, bear in mind, that doesn't have to be a radio station. This can be your massaging for the seats. This can be a lot of things that you can save onto these 8 little shortcuts. And it's really a nice touch inside the car. As before, we have our little guiding wheel here with all of the shortcuts around the top. But it seems to be, if I push menu on the navigation there, if I push menu, it seems to be a clearer font and a nicer look to it. So I'm going to push down on this and that'll make it go into the navigation. And it says map, so I'll push it again and now we're in the map. But as I turn the wheel from the side to side here, it really moves much faster than it used to, with better coloring too. It really is a very nice display. I mentioned before on my other video about how huge these pieces of leather are. Beautifully embossed Spirit of Ecstasy there back in the leather. And this particular one again has the secondary purple, which is wild. You wouldn't think to order that, but in person it's absolutely beautiful. Really a nice touch. Let's drive this car and see how she does. So like a lot of modern cars, here I've got a 30 mile per hour limit sign here. The car has already seen that using 2 cameras up front. Now the 30 limit sign has appeared, look, in my speedometer. When I go just above 30, not that I condone this, of course, there's 30. When I go above it, I now get a little red line. I don't know if you can see that down there. A little red line drawn, showing me that I'm a little over the limit. Very interesting tech. All right, let's get going. So, 6.75 litre twin turbo 12 cylinder. Whoa, man. Gosh, got a bit of a red line appearing there. Don't know why. Batman's corner, a little bit of movement, but very controlled. God, I can feel that steering too. I've driven the Ghost a lot, and this turns in much, much harder than before. All right, let's hit it. Oof. Gosh, so smooth. Just an incredible transmission. Let's hit these great big brakes. Almost 16 inches again. Boy, that nose really pitches down. Really an incredible car. So driving the car from the previous generation, this is more responsive. I'm glad they've kept an automatic as opposed to a dual clutch, because they're just smoother, which is what this car is designed for. You know, I spend my life trying to figure out how to get to the track as soon as possible. This isn't that car. This is comfort, elegance and style at the highest level. Everything about the controls are light. It's very easy to drive it very, very quickly. And that's just a lot of fun. Brake feel is actually very soft. The pedal is very soft and very progressive. It's rather nice. Let's give it a hit here. Ooh, still very powerful. So we've gone from the 6.6 in the previous model to a 6.75 12 cylinder in this one, producing the same 563 horsepower, but I've gone from 575 pounds of torque up to 627. And that's what you feel a lot in the car, is that big torque. Boy, very good. A little bit of movement there in that right hand that we always take, but a Rolls-Royce. As far as the suspension, unbelievable how it glides. You will see in the other video, again, I've referred back to that a few times, but I went in depth with the car on that one. And the suspension, the big air strut, 20 odd inches tall, 7-inch diameter, has wishbones top and bottom, of course, those have dampers. So you've got a double layer of suspension to eliminate any kind of vibration, I suppose, in the drive. She's 218 inches long. This is a big car. But it does shrink that size. It doesn't feel that big when you're driving down the road. As you'd imagine, all of the controls are simply the best. The materials used, the feel of everything when you scroll these little wheels and so on. Adaptive cruise control is metal buttons to adjust the distance from the car in front. This is my gear level behind. If I pull it forward and raise it, we then go into our backup camera, of course, with those clever cameras where you can position yourself around the car. I'll also put a link to my Phantom video where I explain that more in depth. So here's your backup, truly super clear. I'll then put it back into drive, and then we end up now with our 360 working, just beautifully showing us everything around the car. So reaching underneath this beautiful overlapped R logo, I push on here and it'll open up our enormous trunk. Only in a Rolls-Royce would you get this color carpeting in the trunk. Just amazingly huge. Even the lid is all beautifully cut. Look how thick this carpet is, crazy. Close it back down, of course. And down she goes. Just an incredibly usable and enormous trunk. Right, let's open up here. The famous part of the Rolls-Royce, because that beautiful coach door opening up there. And I'm going to climb right inside here. Gosh, look at it. Incredible. All right. So up by here, I have a little button that says door, so I'm going to push and hold that. There we are, very civilized, you know, as it should be. All right, so now we're in the rear of the car. Look at that dash, gosh. So now we're in the rear of the car. We have these beautiful large 11-inch screens here. Lovely pockets down in there. Everything, of course, super heavyweight leather. The wonderful lamb's wool over mats. Look at them. I used to dig my finger in those. Seems like a shame to walk on them even. But just magnificent. Open and close the AC vents with the little organ stop there. We got the beautiful audio system. 1300 watts from Rolls-Royce. Down in the center, we do have our own separate air conditioning system with heated rear seats with your own temperatures, of course. Open and close the vents again. The same veneer as the front, of course. All from the same tree, in fact. So amazing attention to detail. My electric seating controls are here with the separate headrest control, of course. I'll control that one over there just to show you. And it is just unbelievable how it all moves around. So beautiful here. It looks just the beautiful same veneer as the rest of the car. When I push this little front one here, it pops this open. Now I've got the controller for the screen up in front of me. Now if I push the left-hand screens, I've got obviously right and left. If I push on that little button, it'll wake our television up, but you can also use this little button here. So I've got everything on the screen. It's all touch screen, of course, through the different screens and pages. I've got the clock, I've got tracks, everything I can search for, music and so on throughout the car. I can then push the little button here and send it back to sleep. When you climb back out of the car, you've got a little handle up here that you can put your hand in to pull yourself out. And what's amazing is all cars should have the door opening this way, because when you stand up to walk away from the car, there's no door in the way. What I mean is, when you open this way, the blooming door's in the way. So maybe all cars should be like a Rolls-Royce. I don't know if you can see reflecting in there, we have LED lights up underneath here. So they illuminate this beautiful grille. Satin finish on the inside, gloss finish on the outside. Really makes for an imposing look coming up behind you at night. That big, beautiful grille is all illuminated. Like in a lot of Rolls-Royce things, they never miss an opportunity to have a bit of fun. So when you push, this is obviously how you lock the car, but if you push it in and then release it, it actually closes the door from the outside for you. Very, very impressive. So yes, dynamically, they've changed her a lot. It is certainly more power. You feel that extra torque. The transmission still just silk, of course. It's really very impressive. I think the color range has expanded now even more. The sound seems quieter inside. They tell us there's over 200 pounds of sound deadening inside this car. So it's really a cocoon that you're inside. that makes the rest of the world seem a little bit better. So thanks for watching. That's the new Rolls-Royce Ghost for 2021. An unbelievable experience. Gosh, it's such a treat to be in a new Rolls-Royce because they've learned so much from their previous models, and it's all in the car. There's not exactly nothing's held back on a new Rolls-Royce. The finish is incredible. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. If you don't mind, I'd love you to have you join us and be a part of this. I'm going to put down here, as I mentioned, on this side I'll put the Rolls-Royce Ghost walk around I did, explaining the suspension and showing a bit more on that. And on this side I'll put the Rolls-Royce Phantom as well.